listen carefully. Chinese are ruling the Chinese land. Japan is ruled by Japanese. England is governed by Englishmen. America is governed by Americans. So, Africa must be ruled by Africans. Oh, I want to know the land. We must rule.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening and welcome to ABS Africa Broadcasting Service, coming to you as usual from the great state of Texas, precisely here in Houston. Houston, Texas, ladies and gentlemen, is always a privilege to come to you with information, with updates on the struggle for Ambazonia independence actualization. I am, of course, your anchor man, Chris Eno, and I'd like to say good evening. I'd like to welcome all of you joining in from around the globe, from Asia, from China, from the Far East and the Near East, from the continent USA, from South America, from Canada, even from Ukraine, Poland, those of you tuning in from Poland, and if you are still in war-torn Ukraine, thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. It's an exciting day to be alive, so much going on, both at the home front, in the home front, and here in the diaspora. So much is going on. As far as this struggle for Ambazonia's independence is concerned, ladies and gentlemen, we have moved within a few months, very, very few months, from an impeachment and removal of a president to electing and inaugurating a new president for the interim government of Ambazonia. Now, this is very important, as you all know. The interim government of Ambazonia is the engine, I call it the locomotive behind this Ambazonia struggle for independence. And today, we'll talk about, after impeachment removal, now we are talking about the hijacking of the National Treasury of the interim government of Ambazonia. I'm going to get you into those details. But before I get there, ladies and gentlemen, please go ahead as usual and quickly hit your share button. Quickly hit your share button. Let us see 1K on this screen within the next 5 minutes. We are almost halfway there. But please, if you are just joining, you go ahead and hit your share button. Let us get it to 1K very, very quickly. Very, very quickly. Now, while you do that, I'm not going to take any more of your time. I like to take you to a condo TT, ladies and gentlemen. I like to take you to a condo TT. I like you to take a moment. Look at this footage. Look at this footage coming from a condo TT. This is the visit of Bernard Ocalia Bilai. Bernard Ocalia Bilai, ladies and gentlemen, in a condo TT. Now, what I want you to observe here is Ocalia Bilai telling, he flies into a condo TT. He doesn't leave the airspace. The airport, they call it what? The helicopter fee where he lands. He doesn't leave it. He stays there, holds his meetings, flies back to Boya and says everything is under control. Everything is under control, he says. Now, what is important here is the mockery that I see some so-called Southwest elites talking about Njume Franklin going gaga. He puts an audio out there essentially going after Ocalia Bilai. But that guy is so stupid and cowardly enough, he will not dare mention the name Ocalia Bilai. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at this footage.
City town looks quiet and calm. This forest beneath is somewhere in a Kondo Titi subdivision, and many here hold that this vegetation below is causing the horror, which has been coming out more frequently, taking lives of both administrators and civilians. Top officials have lost their lives here, and the people have been keeping record of their pains. The divisional officer for Kondo Titi subdivision, Abolua Timothy, Menanji Kenneth, and 4 others have just been killed by separatist fighters. They were ambushed and hit at the entrance into Bikura, one of the villages of the Kondo Titi subdivision. They were on a socio-economic tour to the said village.
Enough is enough.
The government said the nation is touched, and Southwest Governor Bernard Ocalia Bilai, General Eba Benua of the Joint Military Region, General Tunke Elias of the 2nd Gendarmerie Region, the Legion Commander for the Southwest Region, the Delegate for National Security for the Southwest Region, and the Commander of the 21st Motorized Infantry Brigade are on a special mission to Kondo Titi, and Equinox Television is also descending to Kondo Titi subdivision for information. This delegation want to find out what actually happened and what can be done now. And this is what the people of Kondo Titi told the special delegation sent by President Paul Biya that they need.
What has Kondo Titi done that Kondo Titi is porous in this way? That soldiers are removed morning and evening to other places, and the place is completely empty. Here in Kondo Titi, Mr. General,
the subdivision of the Cameroon Prime Minister, many here say need more attention. The villages within the Kondo Titi subdivision too must unite to succeed as a team, something that many say is near absent. Heading the mission, ordered by President Paul Biya, the Southwest Governor, assured the population of the Kondo Titi subdivision.
So they should not panic. They are not abandoned, as some may believe. The state is there, and the state will continue to protect them.
For Equinox Television, I am Derek Jatu.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ocalia Bilai says the people should not be worried. This state, and of course referring to the head of state, or the state will protect them. They cannot even protect their own officers, ladies and gentlemen. About 5 or 6 of them gone down by on train, Ambazonia restoration fighters, and they fly over to Kondo Titi and land at the field, stay at the field, cannot even go to the scene of that incident, and they stay there and they tell the people, the state will protect you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind every one of you out there in Kondo Titi and elsewhere in Ambazonia that we are still at war. We are still at war. And if La République du Cameroon cannot as much as protect its own officials, where are the 6? The 6 are yet to be found, ladies and gentlemen. And it's half a year gone since they were picked up. They are nowhere to be found. Where are those killed last week? Where are they? They could not be protected. The state could not protect them. If Ocalia Bilai, as we say, I think I should call it Ocalia Delai. Ocalia Delai. If Ocalia Delai can fly in this luxury helicopter and land there in that small village, ladies and gentlemen, and lie to you that Oh, the state is going to protect you. Fellow Ambazonians, take that with a pinch of the salt, because these are people who cannot even protect himself. Ocalia comes there to Okondo Titi, sitting in that little tent and looking like a guy who is really, really mad because of what has happened. He's pretending. He's pretending. Look at his face in there, ladies and gentlemen. He speaks as somebody who can do something. He cannot do anything, which is why Franklin Njume is also mad at him. And military officials like this will come to the area, do nothing, walk away, and want the people to know everything is under control, whereas everything is not under control. How can everything be under control and the 6 are still out there? How can everything be under control and the colonial DO is gone? The colonial mayor is gone, and the colonial CPDM chief with the military, they are all gone. How can things be under control? They are not under control. That is a message, ladies and gentlemen, but that is the message that the Cameroon government wants everybody out there to believe that everything is getting under control. Not in Ambazonia and not by the government of La République du Cameroon. Everything is not under control, and that is not going to happen anytime soon. And when things finally get under control, they shall be under the control of the people of Ambazonia. No longer the colonial officers from La République du Cameroon. And by the way, last time when I was here, I told you, they should stop blabbing, ladies and gentlemen. What caused the death of those colonial officials wasn't necessarily the explosive planted on that road. It was the nature, ladies and gentlemen, the abandonment and rejection of that piece of road in all of Indian County. And this obtains in most of Ambazonia. There are no roads. And that is why an explosive can be planted in the middle of the road. And when a vehicle, a truck like that one gets there, it has no way to manipulate itself and go over or pass by, avoid the explosive. It cannot, because it has nowhere to manipulate itself to. That is exactly the problem, what led to the killing of those officers. Now, look at this road, ladies and gentlemen. This is in Okondo Titi. Take a look. Again, this is the road to Okondo Titi, ladies and gentlemen, from Kumba. That is it. These are the kind of roads that we have in Ambazonia. And yet, this is the county that is the bread basket for all of Cameroon, including the southern Cameroons. That is the road leading to the place. That is a county that produces the oil on which Cameroon lives, ladies and gentlemen. That is where Pamo is also, ladies and gentlemen. There is no, look at the road. Look at the road there. Look at the nature of the road there. How can you get to India if you plant an explosive on that piece of road? You plant it right on the foot track of any vehicle, people will die. And that is why people died the other day. The DO died, the mayor died, the CVDM chief died because of these kinds of road. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Ambazonia. That is Ambazonia for you. That's a call All right. I'll leave you with that, ladies and gentlemen. I'll leave you with that. Let me take you to Ngoketunjia, ladies and gentlemen, where something is happening there. I take you to Ngoketunjia. This is some breaking stories that we are receiving from Ngoketunjia. This is what is going on in Ngoketunjia. A few days ago, I think it was Saturday, you saw an image of a general killed in Ngoketunjia. And the message in that audio is that the fighter or the commander was shot to death by FM No PT. That the person was shot to death by FM No PT. I have seen some people making audios and saying that, oh no, FM No PT did not do that. I will say yes, he did not do that. However, we've gotten information that he did so. However, he did so in self-defense. He did so in self-defense. The information I got a few minutes ago before coming live to you is this. Those boys, the commander whom you saw lying in the pool of his own blood, they had laid in the bush trying to ambush No PT and his team. No PT and his team, they came around, got to the area, and the boys started shooting. Unfortunately, the bullet would not penetrate No PT. No PT then returned fire. Unfortunately, it killed that general. That is the information that I got out there today, just about an hour ago. But Ngoketunjia is becoming a big problem, ladies and gentlemen. Ngoketunjia used to be one of the most vibrant county in terms of fighting, ladies and gentlemen, a few months ago. But Ngoketunjia is down. We are told that civilians are becoming agents. They are not only becoming agents, they are becoming agents because Ambazonia restoration fighters in Ngoketunjia are turning against the people, kidnapping the people, taking heavy amounts in ransoms, and so as a result, the people are now turning against the fighters. Now the fighters on their part say that they are engaging into this ransom of a thing because their county leadership, Ngoketunjia leadership, I am talking of Amos, I've forgotten the other name, Amos Komenta, is it? I think so. Yes, Amos Tumenta, yeah, I think it's Amos Tumenta, who is in Italy, who is the chairman of Ngoketunjia County. I'm talking about people like him in the leadership of that county. Frank Chenye, Martin Mungwa, Langmi Nesto, and all the rest of them. Kingsley, Komita, Ndop Rice. I mean, that's a real name, and I'm not making fun of that. That's somebody's real name, ladies and gentlemen. All these people who are the leaders of Ngoketunjia County have failed their people. The fighters, because I used to think that they had a problem only with No PT. No, it appears that the problem in Ngoketunjia, between Ngoketunjia County and the fighters, isn't just about the county and No PT. No, it seems to be a problem in the entire county. Bambelang, Bamesing, Bamunka, all the B's, ladies and gentlemen, where there are fighters. The county no longer has a handle over the fighters in Ngoketunjia, and so as a result, the fighters say they had to resort to kidnapping and ransom taking because the county leadership neglected them. In other words, they have not received a dime from the county led by Amos Tumita. That's what is going on in Ndop. Now I learned that at Ndop, the teachers have not been paid for so long. Now, when they went to the Treasury to receive their pay, they were told to go and sit in the premises of the council. As I speak, I'm told that over 300 teachers are sitting and sleeping at the premises of Ngoketunjia council premises. They are sitting there. The reason they are sitting there, they are told to sit there and pass the night there, ladies and gentlemen, for 80 days. For 80 days. It is only after which they can receive their salaries. Why are they passing the night at the city council premises? It is not necessarily punishment. They have said, if the Ambazonia fighters dare find any of them, they are dead. And so to protect themselves, they have to go sleep at the premises. Now, at the premises of the council, they are told, in order to receive their salaries, they have to be there for 80 days. 80 days. That means just to show themselves as being around and available to want to go to the classroom. The situation in Ngoketunjia, in particular, is pathetic. And Ngoketunjia County chiefs should be held responsible. And these are the people who are still hanging around Sako, not because of Ambazonia, because of cryptocurrency and online affiliate investments. Ladies and gentlemen, this Bitcoin business started with Ngoketunjia guys. I'm talking about Martin Mungwa, Frank Chenye, and the rest. But their county is gone. Their county is gone. I have been told, in fact, that within the last 1 month, over 40 Ambazonia restoration fighters have been killed in the hands of one Bakari gendarme officer moved from Bambui to go and take care of Ngoketunjia. As I speak 2 days ago, they said 5 corpses were discovered in the petrol station in Dub. I think they call it Total or whatever petrol station. 5 corpses of Ambazonia fighters found in the gas station in Dub. Ladies and gentlemen, something has to be done. Something has to be done. For all of you who come from Ngoketunjia, you need to hold your leadership to account, or else replace them. They'll be replaced. Replace them. Very soon, very, very soon. I don't want to be the prophet of doom here, but if they have killed 40 within the past 1 month, they will certainly lay hands and no pity. I want to end it here. We'll get back to this. Ladies and gentlemen, I will now take you to my monologue. And I ask you to give me one minute of break time to come back to you with the monologue. Don't go away.
Have you been thinking of a career in IT? DevOps Engineering is the course for you. CS Academy is offering a 6-week DevOps engineering course that will prepare you for a lucrative job in the IT field. Do you know that an entry-level DevOps pay starts from $90,000 to 6 figures? And the good thing is that you don't need any degree to enroll for the course. Enroll today. Training starts on Friday, March 25th, 2022, and admission is going on right now. Log on to csacademy.us to learn more. Contact us at 832-387-1460.
Our classes are live online, interactive, and instructor guided. Training holds only 2 times a week, Friday and Saturday evenings. Sign up today to secure your seat, or call now and talk to us.
Again, the number is 832-387-1460. Have you?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying put. I will now take you to my talking points, ladies and gentlemen. I take you to my talking points. for tonight, and I title it Taking Back Our National Treasury. I am sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
When thinking of a career in IT, DevOps engineering is the course for you. CS Academy is offering a 6-week DevOps engineering course that will prepare you for a lucrative job in the IT field. Do you know that an entry-level pay starts from $90,000 to 6 figures? And the good thing is that you don't need any degree to enroll for the course. Enroll today. Training starts on Friday, March 25th, 2022, and admission is going on right now. Log on to csacademy.us to learn more. Contact us at 832-387-1460.
Our classes are live online, interactive, and instructor guided. Training holds only 2 times a week, Friday and Saturday evenings. Sign up today to secure your seat, or call now and talk to us.
Again, the number is 832-387-1460. Have you been thinking of a career in IT? DevOps engineering is the course for you. CS Academy is offering a 6-week DevOps engineering course that will prepare you for a lucrative job in the IT field. Do you know that an entry-level DevOps pay starts from $90,000 to 6 figures? And the good thing is that you don't need any degree to enroll for the course. Enroll today. Training starts on Friday, March 25th, 2022, and admission is going on right now. Log on to csacademy.us to learn more. Contact us.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, sorry for that interruption. Somehow a noise popped up somewhere and we just couldn't find it or locate it. But I think we all said. And again, I like to come to you with the main broadcast of the day, ladies and gentlemen. And again, I titled this Taking Back Our National Treasury. Taking Back Our National Treasury. Again, a few months ago, we impeached a president. We didn't end it there. We went ahead to remove him. Unfortunately, he hasn't gone anywhere. About 2 months ago, I made a parabolic statement directed at the state of the interim government and the Amazonian struggle at large. The parable read like this. If you are making a journey with occupants in your vehicle, and you realize at a certain point along the way that one of your tires is about to puncture, the immediate thing and the right thing you want to do is to pull by the curve or make an emergency stop to get the tire fixed or replaced. Should you ignore it and fail to replace the tire, you risk a serious accident. You risk losing every occupant in the vehicle too. And you risk not reaching your destination. Fellow Amazonians, this is not an overstatement. The struggle for the actualization of the independence of the Southern Cameroon's Amazonia. It rides on the locomotive that is the interim government. It is the interim government that has raised all the money and initiated all the programs that have propelled the cause to the level it is today. It is the interim government that has sponsored 99% of the fighting force that defends our homeland today. It is the interim government that is supporting the refugees across Africa. It is the interim government that has led diplomacy across the globe for the recognition of Amazonia. But the interim government will not be able to do this without tires. Tires, yes, tires. The tires on which the interim government moves is the leadership. Unfortunately, that leadership has been so sick for quite a long time. The interim government actually developed bad tires. It developed bad tires for about 2 good years, though no one saw it clearly. That bad tire happened to be the most important of all the tires. The bad tire that almost punctured the interim government and the struggle was the leader, the president. I mean Samuel Sako. To get to the interim government and the struggle, to get the interim government and the struggle back on course, the bad tire had to be replaced. It couldn't be fixed. In fact, it refused to be fixed. And the last option was to completely replace it. This summarily explains the reason for the impeachment and removal of Samuel Sako as president of Amazonia by the people. It became very obvious that if Sako wasn't gotten rid of completely and then made to go very far, very far away from the interim government and the struggle, he was going to lead Amazonians to Yaoundé instead of Boya. At the center of his treasonous and treacherous felonies was outright disregard of our constitutions and institutions. What we didn't know then was a level of fraud and corruption that Samuel Sako was perpetrating in our national treasury. What we didn't know were scams he carried out, some of them using proxies to withdraw funds from the national treasury in the guise of classified special missions. We didn't know he allowed some of his cabinet members to run special accounts into which Amazonia's funds were diverted. Whatever the funds were used for, the National Treasury had no idea. We have heard of clandestine bank accounts opened in faraway Nigeria and other parts of Africa, and thousands in US dollars, some in the tune of $40,000 siphoned into them. We have also learned of clandestine bank accounts created in faraway Brazil. Maybe Pastor Commando should actually help us throw more light on these bank accounts in Brazil. He connived with Sako to set up these accounts. We have also learned that Sako has borrowed thousands of dollars, ladies and gentlemen, from the National Treasury in the guise of some special missions that are never explained. They are masqueraded and put into the classified, at least to avoid accountability and transparency. Dr. Elad of the Foreign Affairs Department is on record as saying that Dr. Sako borrowed a hefty sum from the Foreign Affairs Department money in the Treasury. After the Treasury insisted they were not going to give him the money, Sako went and brought in Dr. Elad, fooled him. The money was going to be used for some diplomatic mission without name. And that mission was supposed to be in South Africa, even without due consultation with his foreign secretary. All this was planned without Elad. Dr. Elad trusted his president, however, like so many of us did then, I guess, and co-signed for the so-called loan. I don't know whether co-sign is the right word, but let me put it so for now. As I report, Sako hasn't returned the funds. A similar transaction was also carried out with FACO draft money. we have gathered that a few days after Fako's draft, Dr. Sako went to the National Treasury demanding to be given some undisclosed amount of money from Fako's draft funds. He was given the money after being forced to present at least one Fako's executive, to which he brought his crony and appointee, one Elizabeth Jambelele, I hope I got the name right, who lives in London. Of course, it is safe to say that the money was never used for anything in Fako, and neither was it returned, since they call it a loan. A loan. There are plenty of other allegations making the rounds on social media that lots of money left the National Treasury through county chairs, especially those who are still hanging around with Sako for their cryptocurrency business and online affiliate businesses. Besides direct transactions carried out in the Treasury, it has been established that Sako's appointees, like Irene Ngwa, use their private accounts to solicit funds, lots of which never reach the National Treasury. She would give out her direct cash app and Zelle accounts for people to make payments during drafts and other fundraisers, like the lava storms, the President's Corner, the Federal Marshal, among others. Most of the funds never got to the National Treasury, and she has never given account on how the funds going to her private accounts were used. The fact is that Sako was aware of this practice. At least, I'm aware that once the National Treasury invited him into a meeting to formally lodge the complaint that Irene Ngwa was keeping Ambazonia's money in private accounts. The National Treasury was expecting Sako, ladies and gentlemen, to call Irene Ngwa to order and to have her release the funds in her private account to the National Treasury. Sako did nothing. Irene Ngwa never released the funds. How she was using the funds in those private accounts is only known between her and Sako. She continues doing so as of date. You all know that. About 4 months ago, I had a conversation with Comrade Tanyi Eno, my guest for today, and former Comptroller General of the Federal Republic. I had been told he was auditing ABC. Yes, ABC. The exercise I learned had been ongoing for about 2 months unended. But he had not contacted me, not once. For that reason, I decided to give him a call to find out how the audit exercise on ABC was going, and whether my subordinates in the department, that is, those who manage the records and the account, were cooperating with him. After responding in the affirmative, we then delved into a different conversation, but still about finances and management, accountability and transparency at the interim government. I cannot remember most of what the Comptroller General, Comrade Tanyi, said to me, but there is one thing I cannot forget. Let me paraphrase it. The Comptroller General said to me, Secretary Chris, our people like to come in, make requisitions, and take all this money. But when it comes to accountability, transparency, and auditing, nobody, he said, wants to show up. They all give 1,001 reasons why They cannot come for an audit, he said. Tanyi said, this is such, he said this in such a painful voice, I could feel it. And it wasn't a surprise, therefore, when he resigned as Comptroller General later on and out of the interim government. Fellow Ambazonians, a month ago, for the same reasons and fears expressed by the former Comptroller General, who is now the auditor for the Restoration Council, Comrade Tanyi, the Restoration Council, after investigations, decided to freeze the National Treasury for an audit to be conducted before it could once more be open for business. Whether Sako was president or not didn't mean anything, didn't matter. He was later impeached and removed for violating the Constitution while the National Treasury was still frozen and the audit ongoing. Sako despised the Restoration Council decision impeaching him and removing him. In an act of defiance but desperation, he crafted a statement dissolving the Restoration Council. Of course, he lacked the powers and the jurisdiction, even if he had not been impeached, with which to do so. Nobody clearly understood what Sako was scheming at, ladies and gentlemen, all until last Friday. Last Friday, the news broke that Sako has gone to the bank and hijacked the accounts of the National Treasury into his column. In the process, some board members of the National Treasury and signatories to the account were illegally removed, just so he could have his way. These legitimate signatures have now been replaced again by faces familiar with Ambazonians when it comes to Bitcoin business. Sako is smart enough to not want to have his names in any of these transactions or accounts, ladies and gentlemen. He is fronting gullible men and women who at the end of the day are going to be the only ones to face the courts and the law to answer charges of fraud and corruption in all of what is called Ambazonia Foundation. But this is the reason why Sako is confiscating the National Treasury. This is the reason. It isn't just because he wants the over $150,000 balance that is left in it. It is primarily because his fraudulent and corrupt tracks must be covered. He is trying to make sure that at all costs, that he is not audited or that he avoids the audit. And I think he may have succeeded, at the least temporarily. Yesterday, the National Auditor, Dr. Metuge, Sako's own appointee, got sent a letter of termination or dismissal as the National Auditor, essentially sabotaging any efforts for an audit to be performed on his monetary transactions. That is where we are now. For those who keep on saying Sako is God sent, that is your God sent. Many people called me over the weekend to express their disgust and indignation with this man and anger directed at the Restoration Council and managers of the National Treasury. They felt very frustrated that Sako, the bad tire that should have been replaced long ago, continues to pose a danger to our journey to Boya. Right now, every Ambazonian is mad, really mad, and rightly so. But what good is this madness if it is not translated to something productive? The Restoration Council only killed the snake. It didn't cut the head. Now is the opportunity, the time to cut the head and bury it for good. This news of Sako hijacking Ambazonia's money is one bad news, but smart people must see it as the opportunity badly needed, ladies and gentlemen, to once and for all obliterate everything that is Sako in this struggle. Every Ambazonian who has given a dime to Sako and Iringwa, you are free to sue them, or to call for an inquiry through the Secretary of State's office in the state of Maryland. Let them know you need these people, including Victorine Yagne, Fight Monono, Abuno Ikwe, and Mildred Chi to be subpoenaed and investigated. We must set these examples, ladies and gentlemen, now, today, no matter whether we recover that money still left in the Treasury or not, so that nobody never again tries to hijack the people's money. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, my talking point. Now I now bring you the person who knows these transactions, ladies and gentlemen. I am here referring to Comrade Tanyi Eno. Comrade Eno served as the Comptroller General of the National Treasury for quite, I think about 1 or 2 years. He was the Chief Comptroller over my trip to Boya. Actually carried out, I think led the audit. And a few months ago, he resigned and said nothing from the interim government. After the hijack that I am here reporting, he is now willing to come forward to tell us what exactly has been going wrong in the National Treasury all these years. Comrade Tanyi, it's a privilege to have you, sir. I think it's good afternoon there, yes.
Yeah, Secretary Chris, it's afternoon 3:31 p.m. our time, Eastern time. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity at least to talk to the Amazonian people. It is really important for us to actually look at things the way and say them the way they are, okay? Because in when we had my trip to Boya, we actually came together to do the audit.
Okay.
And we hardly come out as auditors to talk on media. Since I think almost after my trip to Boya, you haven't seen auditors coming and talking on the TV. We like to do the work at the background. However, when you see us coming out, then it means there is trouble. And we are coming out to say the truth and nothing but the truth to the Amazonian people. Thank you, Secretary Chris.
Thank you, Comrade Tanyi. We would like to take this very surgically, very surgically, so that the audience understand what is at stake here and how far we have gone. Now, you called me, as I made reference in my monologue, you called me, I think that was about 4 months ago. I had learned that ABC was being audited and you were doing the auditing. You had carried it on for, I guess, about 2 months. I never had a call from you, being head of the department. I called you, and we went into other things. And you said to me, Secretary Chris, we have a problem in our leadership in this interim government. People are zealous to come, make requisitions and collect money. When it comes to accounting, to transparency, nobody is willing to come back and give accounts. Now, a few months, I think about a month after that, You went into a meeting called by the Restoration Council, got so emotional, you cried, you wept. I mean, literally, ladies and gentlemen, I wish I had that recording here. I just couldn't have enough time to go ask for it. But you literally cried, wept in that place. What was going on with Ambazonian leadership, with how money was being spent in the National Treasury without any accountability? Can you give us, walk us by, give us the background of what has been going on in the National Treasury before you're walking out, please?
Well, Secretary Chris, the discussion that I wasn't too happy about the things that are going on amongst ourselves. I asked the question, why did we actually get into this when we know exactly that, we cannot take it to the logical end? What does that mean? That means that we actually go seek for funds, get funds, and we do whatever we want to do. When it comes to accountability, transparency, nobody is willing to. And this, for example, was a meeting that we held with on Sako. That was on Sako.
Yes.
When I was asking the questions, why are we actually doing this? Simple things that you can come, because it is a little bit technical here. The technicality of this is because the way things work and the way we do things, the audit is not like a normal audit. So we have to go in from a different perspective and a different way of looking at if the transaction took place, and how is it accounted for, so that people are not, willing to cooperate. And that made me, to actually start giving up. But where I finally dropped, the ball was when I just realized that, most as in the Central Treasury, most of the transactions are not coming directly, there were some technical things behind that I and you cannot see. What that means is, for example, Secretary Chris, you may need, if there is a project, the project is being, if there is a project and the project, somebody doesn't even know what the project is, but the project is brought by the president, and the president will pass through a person to come to the Central Treasury and raise a requisition, and then the Central Treasury will pay out, because the signatures, the people who are supposed to sign the signatures, the president is among. So he will push that through, and these requisitions will go through. So at the end of the day, if you are not so technical and wise to see what the strings are, how things work, you will never know who is pulling. And the good thing is, some of the people have been actually questioned directly or indirectly, and they come up and say, oh, that transaction, I don't even know, but my name was just given there that I should receive money.
Oh, hold on there. Hold on there. What you are saying is this. The president will use proxies to sign requisitions. And then when the proxies are confronted, they are told, I don't know why my name is there. I don't know how I got there. Is that what you are saying?
That's correct. And in addition, if we want to just close things completely, the next thing is, oh, that is a special operation. the transaction is classified. Even to the Controller General, transactions are classified.
So when
Somebody
you
who
now
gives
go
to the
back,
revolution and never takes back from the revolution,
so
transactions
when
are classified.
I get you. So when you now go back as a controller general or as an auditor to say, okay, we want to know where or how these funds went to and what it was used for, you as the controller general, you are told you can't know about it.
Correct.
Can you give us one example?
Secretary Chris, for professional reasons, I can't because, these things, as I said, I resigned. I didn't want to come to or to discuss with anybody about what is going on because if I discuss, the only people I can disclose most of the things will be Restoration Council because I don't want people to take it as political gains, So that is why I was mute. After I left as the Comptroller General.
What was the trigger that made you to walk out?
Because the web, there is a lot of web, and it is difficult if you are not very technical. It is difficult for you to see how things move in the. See what I'm saying here. The Central Treasury may not actually get what I'm saying, but things are behind the scene that you cannot see. Why they do arrest our boys in Nigeria, but there is money going to Nigeria. What is it going to do in Nigeria? We have things going on in Liberia. What are we doing in Liberia? Where are we supposed to be? And all these things, they are classified. The unfortunate thing is when we have traces of what is being done, only the bank account can tell us where things are going.
What do you mean by that?
Transaction coming to Toronto,
what do you mean by that?
Transaction coming to Toronto. What are they doing in Toronto?
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Secretary.
Okay. Now, you talk about money getting into different places, Liberia, wherever. The question that people will have for you as a Comptroller General and somebody who is working in the Treasury is, how do these things happen? How do they happen to the extent that none of you is aware of it?
No, Secretary Chris, what is happening is at the level of the Treasury, when requisitions come in, the requisitions are approved by the final approval will be the president or the VP. If they are approved, those requisitions, they go through if there is money. So that is the process. They, at times, the chief treasurer or the treasury, the treasury, what is it called? SOS Treasury or so. He will actually hold back on the Treasury. Yeah, he will actually hold back on some of the requisitions and even try to ask questions. Why what transactions or something, but he will come under serious pressure. There will be pressure on him that you have to release, See, to be honest with you, we actually need people who have the heart of our people. The heart of our people. Because what I've seen before walking away, or what I've seen, we have people who will always talk about Ambazonian, but you know what? They don't care if people are dying or, they don't care. Because if they care, they will actually be spending our projects. If you look at our projects, we have not executed about, say, 20% maximum will be executed. However, 100% of the money is spent. Why? Why they sign everything? Oh, is the project, this is the project, they sign everything, and at the end of the day, what happens? Only 10 to 15%, maximum 20%.
Give us some of those, mention some of those projects that you have in mind?
Secretary Chris, since we are under audit, most of those things will be actually discussed because individuals will be invited on a project by project basis to discuss with the Restoration Council, and questions will be asked there. Because some of these things, I mean, people may look at it like just on the surface, but there is something very deep behind. Because if I say this is the project or this is the project, it's good for us to hear from the people who control the project. What actually did you implement? What are the learnings? What did you achieve? And how much did you spend? You will see a project that they will tell you that project we spent almost about 100,000, and you will laugh. You know, so that is why it's good for us to discuss this, where the individuals who are heading the projects are being invited. This, we are talking about money around the Central Treasury. We are not talking about money that is at the level of the counties or the LGAs. We are not talking about those monies. We are talking only around the Central Treasury.
But the money that is in the Central Treasury is the county's money. Then we have the CID money. We have the 20%, and we have the president basket, isn't it?
Yes, we have those money, and if there are any special projects, they will come to the Central Treasury.
Now, how does money leave the Central Treasury and get into the hands of the counties? Who signs the requisition?
Oh, the counties will make their requisition. If they have money at the level of the Central Treasury, they will make their requisitions.
So these excesses that we are talking about have nothing to do with money for the county. It has to do with money meant for the central government, like the 20%, like the CID and lava storm and so on. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes.
Let's go back to you are talking about the audit which is going on. We're going to come to that, but let's go back to the audit that has already taken place, which was my trip to Boya. There are many people who have said that you guys never put out the accurate records of my trip to Boya, possibly because Tabenyang was not ready to cooperate. Is that a statement of fact?
Well, Secretary Chris, you see today what is happening with where we find ourselves is because we missed the opportunity to actually get to the truth. We all know in the report, I mean, everybody, it was shared that Helen Akunji, Kalej Bongo, and Tabenyang did not come for the audit. Just imagine that Tabenyang came for an audit and just say to the auditors there that, Mr. President, or I can say former president, or Dr. Sako, I gave you this amount of money. I gave you the credit card, which I wasn't happy the way you spent the money. And I had to take the credit card back and cut it. You've spent this amount of money. Explain to the auditors what actually you spend the money on. It would have been game over. However, we invited the then president 3 times just so that we can understand things and hoping that Tabenyang can come out, but Tabenyang did not come. So what happened was, in the discussion, always we are told everything I dealt with is with Tabenyang. So everybody, because Tabenyang did not come, so everything was pushed to Tabenyang. Even, let me say it today, even going to the extent where we said we need the bank statements and we don't have the bank statement. We had to look for who are the board members of Amazonian Foundation. Mr. President was added there as a member. And we went ahead and said, okay, in order to avoid these difficulties, is it possible for you as a board member to write to the bank and ask the bank to give the auditor the bank statement? He said he doesn't know that he is part of the board, but today he's using those powers, he's using those powers and still passing through people to do when an audit is going on. He has to take the treasury. This is not because Tabenyang did not. So we missed that. But this opportunity where Richard is cooperating with the auditors, we are not going to miss it.
So essentially what you are saying is, had Tabenyang come out, cooperated with that audit, you would have gotten a different report from what you put out then.
It would have been game over.
Now let's talk about the current audit that's supposed to be going on. Now, Sako hijacked the Treasury, change the National Treasurer, who is Richard, replaced him with Victorine Yanni, Faik Monono, and one Abono Ekwe. Now, he did this in the kind of a coup d'etat, I will say. You have been in that treasury for quite a long time. Tell Amazonians whether what he did, we know he has been taken out of course. He is no longer the president of Amazonia. He is illegal. He is illegitimate. Though you said his name is in Amazonia Foundation as president, am I correct?
In Amazonian Foundation, he was part of the board member then, but today he is not.
Okay, he is not. But then,
yes,
they come together, hold a little meeting, remove Richard, remove Blaze, remove I think a few others, and put in their own men. Their own men are now recognized in the bank as the rightful signatures to that bank account. What I want you to explain as a professional accountant that you are to Amazonians, what they did, is there any legitimacy to that?
Well, Secretary Chris, what they did, since they went to the bank doesn't know if there is an issue or not. They went there to the bank and they put in a resolution from the board that these are our new executives. Okay, so
okay,
that is absolutely correct. However, they are not doing it at a time when the Restoration Council has ordered for an audit. An audit is going on, and then you tend to dissolve, because this is the disorganization and this is the way they cause commotion, so that at the end of the day, people will lose track. Because at the moment now, we are not talking about, for example, the president being impeached. We are talking now about much more directing our attentions to the Central Treasury. You know, one good thing is there, okay? One good thing is there. Before, I think on the 15th of February, we had this discussion, and immediately it was like let's get the statement, because anything can happen. Let's get the position as at that date. We have it. And
What do
also,
you mean by position?
the bank position, the bank balances, sorry,
Okay.
the bank balances. Yeah, the bank position, the bank balances as at that date, we have it. So anything they do after that, let me say it very clear here. Anybody who withdraws money from the Central Treasury from that date will pay the money back. If they cannot pay the money back, it will take legal proceedings against them. You can remember when Thibault Nash said they cannot arrest Ambazonians who are in the United States because they've committed no crime. However, today, we are going to make sure with the audit report, if we did not produce that audit report, we would have been, they were asking for that report and we produced a report. So today, we are still going to write and tell legally, we'll do things legally. However, we are trying to resolve the matter at the level of the bank and telling the bank. So that is what is going on at the moment. But the worst case scenario is we are going to make sure that some people, because of that money, some people will be landed into prison. Because what they did is a coup, which they know that an audit is going on, and they go ahead to replace people who are actually, they are hand clappers. They are clapping for them always. That is what they did. I told Dr. Sako from the first day that, Dr. Sako, I am not I'm here for the Ambazonian people. I'm not here, I look things objectively. I'm not a politician. I don't like propaganda. Tell me the truth. But he keeps on telling me things. I went to Brazil. They said they will help us. That is the reason why, we have to do draft and all the like up till today. Has Brazil helped us? What have they helped us with? They are going to support us and everything. All those things, So let me say it, that we have to be very, very objective, say things the way they are. And when we come out to say things, we try to say things, even though in a professional, because I don't want to go very deep into a lot of things, but I want to say them in a very professional manner, which where a lot of things will be spilled out will be when we invite people to come and tell us exactly what they've done with the money, because I have a list of everybody who has collected money. What did they do with the money from 2020 to 2020 and 2021? What did they do with the money?
Now, when you talk about collected money, are you much more inclined to the county chairs or county executives or cabinet members or cabinet members, including the president then, or what?
Oh, concerning the president, then, the president, even the stipend that is being paid, I think his rent or so, doesn't go to him. He goes to his wife. So
right, nothing. That is one thing. That is one thing I have said. Go on.
So those things, we have to be very careful. If we are not very technical with this thing, I will say that, what do I want to say? If we are not very careful with these things, you will see that Dr. Sako has put his things, his machines, propaganda machines around, and along the line, we cannot catch him.
Yeah.
Because
he covered his tracks. That's what
exactly.
That's what you mean to say.
Exactly. But the people who are around him, They will go in for it because if I sign something on your behalf, Secretary Chris, and it comes and you say, "Hey, I didn't know that transaction," what happens? I will be the one who will be bearing the cross, right?
Correct. The
So
same thing,
they should
the
be
Victorine
very, very
Yagnis,
careful.
the Mildred Cheese, the Mononofies, the Abuno Ekwe, who have their names now inserted in this bank account, they are the ones who will bear the brunt, who will go to court and face the lawyers and face the judges. Sako will just sit behind and say, "No, you are the one who have your name on it," isn't it?
Exactly. They have to be very careful. Because here, I mean, in the Western world, it's not maybe like how we do back home and everything, La Republic kind of style of doing things. Here, if you're found guilty, maybe you can go to jail. And when you go to jail, your career is done, So we have to be very, very careful. If you're signing something on somebody's behalf, you have to be careful.
Now, did you say that you look at the records, you see some funds being transferred to Nigeria to the tune of 40,000, some Liberia, some other places? How long ago was that?
Oh, there are transfers in 2020 and there are transfers in 2021.
To these very destinations.
And much more. I mean, sorry?
To these very destinations.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Secretary Chris, as I said, the Restoration Council will invite the people concerned. First of all, we'll invite the Central Treasury, for them to give requisitions. And then after the requisitions, then those requisitions will be classified into various, various projects. And then the head of the various projects, because on the requisition, there will be somebody who is requesting the money. So that is the person that it will be questioned. A letter will be sent to them and then a date schedule for them to come. And with that, we will know a little bit much. We will know much more.
Now, when you look at the requisitions for amounts of money like 40,000, don't they indicate exactly what it is going for?
Oh, most of those things are classified things.
So you mean that even the treasurer doesn't know what this is meant for?
That's correct.
It is my understanding that Sako came to the treasury and collected letterheads with which to sign a certain contract amounting to $200,000. Are you aware of that?
No.
Okay. Now, let us get back to this audit. Why do you think Sako is confiscating, hijacking this treasury? I think the general conception out there is that he just wants to make sure that he covers his tracks, as we've been saying, and that there is no audit. Now, he has now, even though he has no more authority or power to do so, but yesterday he sent out a statement that essentially dismisses the Auditor General who was carrying out this audit. What do you make of that?
Well, as I said, these are the things that, we don't want an audit, but we keep pushing other people to go for an audit. Secretary Chris, let me say something to you. In a company, if the people at the top, the managers, they don't actually respect the company policy, do you think the direct reports will respect the company policy?
Of course not.
Okay, so that is what is happening at the moment. And as I said, we've been able to get bank statements, which if we didn't get, and then they took over, it would have been difficult for us to get them. We have bank statements, we have bank balances as at a particular date, and anything that comes out, money can come in, that is no problem. It is Ambazonians contributing. But anything that comes out from that day up till date that they've taken over, they have to account for.
Okay.
I'm taking Dr. Metuga out, you know, as the coordinator of the audit. Is just telling you, how can you dismiss somebody who is in the middle of performing an audit simply because he does not agree with you or you've been impeached? I mean, I can say you've been impeached and you still want to hang on there and, you know, I don't know the benefit. Let me tell you, Secretary Chris, if you don't have anything to hide, if you don't have anything, that's why I had to walk away, because I don't benefit from the revolution. I don't benefit anything. I spend my time, I spend my money for the revolution, so I can walk away anytime because I know that I'm spending much of my time and I spend much of my money. But if you think you are working for the people and the people say, we are tired, at least bring fresh blood so that the fresh blood can move us to another level. We were in Maryland, now we've moved to England. So we are going close, slowly but surely, we are getting close to Boya. Maybe very soon we'll be in Egypt or any of the North African countries, and we keep going, you know? So we cannot stay on the same spot telling people propaganda and politics and all those things. It doesn't help. The earlier we come together, unite, irrespective of who is at the top, the earlier we unite and we get to Boya quickly and stop all these killings on both sides, both La Republique and Southern Cameroonians, aka Ambazonians, the better. Because, Secretary, please look at, we cannot have international sympathy the way Ukraine is having international sympathy. Why? Because the Ukrainians are together, they are united, and they can seek international sympathy from their president, you know. However, look at us. How many of us, how many presidents, same time? So we need somebody, Iya Marianta, to come up and unite everybody. The Restoration Council, they are calling for another conclave that will be coming up very soon. We unite, come together, and speak with one voice and get to Boya as fast as possible. What happened in 2016, 2017? We should be able to bring that momentum that we had in 2016, 2017, support Iya Marianta, our new president, so that she can, you know, bring unity with all groups, whether it is Ayaba, whether it is Akwanga, whether it is Bohebed, whether it is Sisiku, you know, bring everybody together so
All
that
right.
we speak
Before
with
we
one voice.
digress, thank you. We will
quickly.
talk about that on another occasion. But before we get there, we have heard about this money, loaning of money at the National Treasury to Sako. Does that even make sense that the Treasury is loaning money to an individual? I mean, explain that for us to understand.
No, Secretary Chris, the way I understand the loaning of money is that, say, for example, ABC is going to have their draft or is going to have a fundraiser, and ABC needs money now. the money can be given to ABC, and then when they get their draft, the draft is over, then the Treasury will collect the money. But all other deals that are there, I will say that, I'm not actually aware of, unless it is something that is being discussed, because like we are trying to build strong institutions. The Secretary of State for Treasury or Director of Treasury, he has a right to make his own decisions as well, review and make decisions. However, if an audit is coming up,
Comrade,
he has to explain what happened.
Comrade, Dr. Elad was supposed to be here with us today. Maybe he got home late or hasn't gotten home yet from work. But this is my understanding of the loan that was taken from the Foreign Affairs Department, their money in the Treasury, and loan to Sako. Sako went to the Treasury, asked for that money without consulting with the department. When the treasurer said, we cannot give you this money without the endorsement of the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, Elad was brought in, and Elad was made to understand this loan that we are taking is for a diplomatic mission in South Africa. Now, that is your Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, and he has no idea about some diplomatic mission in South Africa for which you are borrowing money. How do you explain that?
Yeah, that is the classified nature of transactions that are underground. So do we have any fruits from the South Africa diplomacy and everything? So those are the things, we bring in big pictures. See, we are supposed to be very practical the way we do things, very practical. Because if we keep on with this hyping and propaganda and everything, it wouldn't help us. It will instead delay these things to the next maybe 10, 15, 20 years. Let's get ourselves together and then work and make sure in the next 2, 3, maximum 4 years, this thing is over. If we work together, take 2016, 2017, if we still come back to 2016, 17, the momentum that we had on the ground, this thing would have been over. But look at us today.
We had the momentum 2016, 2017. The money wasn't there. 2018.
Exactly. That is the thing.
2018,
when those things were happening,
2019, 2020, 2021, the money was there, but went into private pockets.
Secretary Chris, you can say that. You are a journalist, you can say that, but I can't say that until I have evidence.
Well, you are the Comptroller General, you know where the money is. But let me say this. People blame you, comrade. People said, you don't just, when you face a situation, you don't walk away and just decide to remain quiet. Maybe if you had raised the alarm when you saw these things happening, and before you resigned, maybe these things would have been taken care of long ago. Don't you realize that?
Yeah, they said it's teaching time saves 9.
Correct.
Secretary Chris, I will say to you that even though I can say I'm independent, who should I report to?
That's an interesting question. But then within the board of directors at the Treasury, couldn't you take a decision? I understand there was actually a time you guys called Sako, sat on the table and told her Irene is having some money in some private account and we need her to bring that money into the National Treasury, isn't it?
Okay, what transpired there was that there was an issue between when Irene was appointed and her transitioning into her office, So We had a meeting. She said she need access, and I actually told the SOS Treasurer, Secretary of State of Treasury, that yes, give her access. It's her right. She needs access so that she can do her work. So along the line, things came to a point. There was a lot of arguments and everything, and things came to a point where it was brought to our attention that by the Secretary of State for Treasury, that Irene has a separate account, and she says she raises the money for the president. As I said, if you are in a corporation and something is up there, you don't follow the policy, then, your direct reports will not follow the policy as well. So the president heard, and he was quiet. It's like, you are raising money for me, so it is okay.
And
But
I
we
understand.
said they should put the money. We said they should put the money back into the central treasury.
Yeah,
put the money to the central treasury, because
if she's raising money for the president, that is not a problem. But that president is the president of Ambazonia. If you raise money for the president, it should pass through the national treasury, and you get the national treasury to pay the president, isn't it?
Yep, that's how it's supposed to be, because actually we are in a centralized kind of. So a lot of accounts and a lot of things are being done in a very haphazard way. Even when we have like a fundraisers are being done. A wants to do fundraiser, B wants to do fundraiser, and there is no order there. And when the money comes in, at times it goes into private accounts that we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. We cannot police everybody. We cannot be there to know exactly what people. Somebody can say, oh, this is the new account for example, we can be sitting here and saying, oh, this is the new account for Ambazonia. After all, the person that is donating doesn't know that there is a separate account. There is a national account. You can give them any account and then they do anything, whatever they want to do. The point is, all Ambazonians, they should know that they have a central treasury, and they should direct their money to the central treasury rather than maybe directing it to individuals, because that money will never reach where they intended the money to reach.
Now, I understand that at the moment you invited Sako to let him know that Irene was keeping this money in the private account. There was some other $7,000 or $8,000 in there, and up to today, nobody knows how that money was used because it never got into the national treasury. Now, you raise a question, but what could I have done? What could I have done? Why didn't you raise an alarm to the Ambazonian people?
Secretary Chris, the point is, I can't actually, when I discussed with the president and I start finding myself in a very, very difficult situation, the best thing I can do is I will leave, and, I left. I had to resign because I don't want any confrontation with somebody. We have to live with the truth. I don't like propaganda. I don't like politics. People keep on politicking here while other people are dying, and they do propaganda, politics, and lies. So I don't want to be part of that, because if I say that I'm going to do that, I have to do it, irrespective of. However, when I see that maybe nobody wants to cooperate, nobody wants to, everybody wants to do their own thing, then it means that there is a big problem. And when I left, the Restoration Council Chairman Elvis Cometal said, hey, you know about this and all the like. I want you to support the finance committee of the Restoration Council so that you guys can go through an audit. Let me say something to you. If I wasn't part of this, most of this information would have gone forever, and most people will not know.
Is there any possibility with the records that are left behind in what Sako has hijacked that you're going to lose any of the records that you will need at this audit?
I will say no. But anything after let's say anything after February the 15th, we may lose that, but we are going to get it back. We are going to get it back.
Well,
we may not have the information.
If you lose it, they get hold of it and distort it. Some information is gone.
No, Secretary Chris, it's not like that. They cannot distort, because with this, where we stand at the moment, letters will be written to the bank by people who have access by the Treasury board. They will write letters to the bank, and any dime or cent that leaves that account, the person who removed the money will be accountable for that money, even if it means their private property will be sold so that they recover that money. It will be done.
Now, you can imagine that every Ambazonian out there is very, very mad at what has just happened. Is there anything you feel they can do?
As I said earlier, Secretary Chris, we have, first of all, let me come back here. When Sisiku was actually impeached, Dr. Sako was put into office. Dr. Sako's term of office came to an end. And then he couldn't leave power to the next, or he couldn't conduct elections. If he came and then the Restoration Council said, okay, your candidate is here and they should vote, and they voted him, it would have been something else. But he refused and started dissolving things, and so it was good to impeach Sisiku. It's not good to impeach Sako.
What do you mean by that?
All these things, why are we, we say we are strong institutions, we have strong institutions and all like. Let me ask you a question, Secretary Chris. When Donald Trump left office, did the Central Treasury, did he carry the Central Treasury with him?
Of course he couldn't.
Absolutely no. No. That is the strong institutions that we are talking about. That is the strong institutions we are talking about. You are there because Ambazonian people say you should be there. The same Restoration Council that actually brought you in, sworn you in, you now turn around and say you've dissolved them. You know? So this is not fair. We have Comrade Iya Marianta, and we want all Ambazonians to support her so that she can bring us, she can unite us. We should move to another level. As you see, we need new blood, we need new people, we need the youths so that they can come together and let's move this thing forward. We should not stay where we are, because where we are, even the next 10, 15, 20 years, we'll still be there. We need new people to bring in new ideas.
Now, I have a problem though. Every one of you come here and invoke secrecy, they classify it, and you cannot talk about these bank accounts that you cannot talk about these monies that because an audit is coming, the Restoration Council is doing some work. Will Ambazonians ever get to know exactly who was being paid here and for what? Because if you at the Treasury couldn't get to know about it, how should Ambazonians know about it?
Well, Secretary Chris, the thing, that is why I said people will be invited to, and questions will be asked, and they will explain their positions, what they did with the money. After that, an audit report, there is no secrecy here, an audit report will be issued. And depending on what Ambazonians they want, if they want a commission of inquiry, they will create a commission of inquiry where the commission of inquiry will actually come up with a report, the name of the person, what they did with the money, where they spend the money, how much, and everything. That is a different level, you know. So for the audit, I think you can see the audit reports are a little bit structured in a very different way. You are not going to release, like, you know, you release things in not individual, you know, give information about individual, but you will give information that is like a global number, like a big picture number. You will not go to start saying, okay, expenses, Secretary Chris had this amount or something. You can just say communication, which will be Secretary Chris, Comfort, you know, Dr. Ngwabe and everybody, they will be there, you know. So they will just say communication, this amount, you know, will not release that. But if Amazonians are very worried, then they can create a commission of inquiry to inquire what was done with the various projects, the amount of money, who received what, and that is also an option.
Is there anything Amazonians can do as individuals? I mean, their money, $150,000 over that amount, is hanging somewhere, and Sako is about to snatch it. In fact, I learned that you already paid pay his new range for 3 months and paid
No, Secretary Chris. You know, when the Restoration Council said all the accounts are frozen, they freeze the accounts. Nothing was coming through, and I think that was one of the biggest.
But there was money there, over 150,000, correct?
Correct. No, nothing. No expenses were going, but money was coming in. So I think that was a motivation that, okay, you know, there's money, and the Restoration Council has frozen the account, and I'm unable to, you know, they are unable to pay my stipend. You know, now I have to do something. And like Dr. Common Sense, he will do something, but I think most of the time in a very negative way.
So, but what I'm saying is, it's been a number of days now that the bank account has been under their control.
Yes.
And as I learned, he is moving out of his current apartment and is paying 2 months, 2 months to cut off the lease. He has also paid another 3 months in his new for his new location. Where is that money coming from? Don't you think it's coming from 150,000?
Secretary Chris, history is repeating itself. When we heard from the video or the audio of Comrade Sebastian Mbariku saying that they actually had to cut the credit card because of the spending attitude and the way Dr. Sako was spending money, you know. So now they have access to the account, and they've gone for a spending spree. But however, Amazonians should not bother too much. The money will come back. Whatever they are doing, the money gonna come back. Anybody who is involved in this has to pay the money back. Even if Dr. Sako spends the money, because now he will be using other people to sign certain things, and then the money is being taken out from the Central Treasury. So anybody who is signing any document on behalf of Dr. Sako, be very, very sure you are going to pay back that money, and he will enjoy the money and you pay it.
Yeah.
There is no way you can use Amazonian money without authorization. There is no way you can actually have an audit going on and then somebody will dissolve everything because they know that the current treasurer is actually supporting the auditors with evidence so that they should be able to come out with audit evidence and what actually the money was used for. So if you are working with Dr. Sako, be very careful.
All right. Let's do this, please. Give me a few more minutes. Just stay put in there. And I will open the phone lines. I believe a number of people out there may want to ask you some questions. So I'm going to open the phone lines. I'm going to open the phone lines and have Ambazonians out there call with any question that they may have for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, the phone line is open. Let me see. Wow, let me get, who is this? This was quick. Hello. Hello.
Hello, Secretary. Hello, Secretary.
Hello, sir. Where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee. All right. And what is your question or your contribution, sir?
Yeah, your monologue got me shocked that Sako got access to the Treasury. I felt so devastated, and I want to ask the former treasurer what Ambassador can do to track Sako down, because there is no other option. There's no other option. It is painful that we are being assured that the Treasury was in the hands of the Restoration Council, and today you are breaking our hearts with the fact that he seized the Treasury and removed signatories. Could those other signatories not raise an alarm to the bank for the action to be stopped? Is painful, and something need to be done and done very fast. Ambassador need to know what is going on, and it's be done fast. I want the treasurer to tell us what can be done and done as fast as possible. We can't allow Sako to continue to destroy the heart of Ambazonia at this crucial moment. Thank you.
Thank you for the call. I let him answer the question. Comrade, go on. 1 minute answer so that we can take as many calls as possible. Go on, please.
Okay, yeah, thank you so much, caller from Memphis or Tennessee. Yeah, the people who have access, the board and the central, the SOS Treasury, the Secretary of State for Treasury, they have actually, on Saturday when we heard about it, we had a couple of meetings and some quick things were done. They went to the bank and then they came back. So most of the things have been done today. I've not been updated on what has been done, but they who have access to the account, they who opened the account, they were being replaced by the new guys. However, they are going to fight back. So what the bank will do is, okay, I have conflicting information here. I'm going to freeze the account, and they're going to do that. After that, if that doesn't work, then what will be done will be having a discussion, with, if at all, because we have to resolve this thing as Ambazonian. However, if it doesn't work, then we can start seeing, we can start taking it to legal. We can start taking the legal. That should be our last option. Secretary Chris.
Sorry, hold on, please. Okay, you are calling from Ukraine.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, right. Okay. From Ukraine, what is your question, sir?
Just a quick one, sir. I would like to ask a question. Why is all these issues about Sako and the interim government coming up only now? And secondly, I'm sorry to embarrass you, sir. I think Eric Tato made mention of the fact that you purchased a house in the US or Dubai or something like that. I don't know. So just sorry for that embarrassment, sir. So I just wish to find out, please.
Is it a crime to have a house, to buy a house anywhere in the world?
No, sir, no, sir.
All right. So if I buy a house in Dubai or in the US or anywhere else, I'm not using somebody's money, right? By the way, I didn't buy a house anywhere in Dubai.
Okay.
Thank you. I will let Okay, your second question is why now? Why now? Why now is because there is time for everything. Some of these things, as you heard from the Comptroller General, they just didn't know what to do. But thank God the moment came, and now they are talking about it. Thank you for the call. Let's get to the next caller.
Secretary Chris, my regards to the guy in Ukraine.
Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris.
Hello, good evening, sir. South Africa, correct?
Yes, you're speaking to me, Tanyi Eno.
All right, go ahead. Ask the question quickly so we can get to other callers, please.
Okay. My concern here is the Ambazonia Foundation thing. I thought that is under the courtesy of the interim government. And the Restoration Council that put Sako in place has removed Sako. Wasn't it a rational decision for the newly elected president to have constituted a new leadership of the Ambazonia Foundation to take over the funds of at the National Treasury? Why is it that we are unable to take control of that? Because I thought that is the right thing to do.
Well, you know that the new president was only inaugurated 2 days ago. If anything could have been done, that should have been done by the Restoration Council. But remember, the Restoration Council had frozen the accounts and put them under audit. So I think they did what they thought they could. I don't think they ever imagined Sako was going to do what he did.
No, I get you quite right. I am saying this is my point. Instead of us running around Sako to get him to surrender the accounts, I think the right thing is for the new president to put in a new leadership and let it take charge of that and resolve the matter with the bank, because
I have
these
no
people
doubt,
must step from government
to
run the foundation.
I have no doubt she will do just that, and in fact, she is on top of it as we speak. Thank you. All right. Let's get to the next caller here. Let's get the first caller from Ground Zero. Hello. Hello, can you turn down the volume of your television, please? And focus on the phone. All right, where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
Where on Ground Zero? Which county?
Meme County.
Okay, thank you. And what is your question or contribution, briefly?
Yes, I just want to congratulate you people for the show, and also want to comment the fact that the news that the former president has taken over the Treasury is really, really devastating. But they say in every dark cloud is a silver lining. I believe the new president should leave the issue of the treasury with the Restoration Council and try to constitute something new wherein people can do their contribution to prosecute the struggle. Because what the former president wants is that there should be constantly this fight between him and the interim government that would derail the focus on Ground Zero and the focus on prosecuting the war. So I believe the president and you people should come out with something new, maybe a new treasury.
Just to cut you short so we can give the opportunity to others, I just want to let you know already there is something in the making. If it is not already there yet, there is something in the making. The situation is being arrested, and I guess when we finally take over, take these accounts back, they probably will not be in the same place where they are now. So I just want you to know that. Thank you for the call, sir.
Secretary Chris.
Okay, thank you.
Secretary Chris.
All right.
Secretary
Let's
Chris.
get to the next caller here. Ground zero.
Secretary Chris.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, from Bamenda.
Okay, what is your question? Briefly.
Yeah, not a question actually. I heard mention of Pastor Commando. They're acting in league with Dr. Sako. Let me send a message to Pastor Commando. In fact, it's a pity to call him Pastor Commando because there's nothing pastor about him. Anyway, if Pastor Commando does not relinquish his support for Dr. Sako, a lot of his crimes, then Bamenda will be exposed. He lives in Mola. He did a lot of atrocities in the name of pastor.
What did he do?
I'm not going to spill the things now, but if he doesn't come out clean and relinquish his support for Dr. Sako, I will come out and expose him. But those deals where he used orphans to make money in the name of, where he used orphans to solicit funds from people in the name of helping them, but never help them. That's just the tip of the iceberg. So let him, they are playing with lava. He is Sako and they're playing with lava. I'm telling you the truth. As for Sako, well, I am convinced that Amazonas in the US will take care of Sako. But Sako, all of those criminals, we are waiting on a year in round zero. We are waiting for them.
All right.
They will ever born. Criminals, demons, gain the world and lose their souls. That's what those demons are.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. All right. So many people trying to get across. Let's see who is here. This is Ground Zero still. Good. Hello. Hello. Okay. When you call, you have to be ready to answer the phone. Let's get to Ground Zero again. Hello.
Good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from Mezam County.
Okay. You got a question?
Yeah. Before my question, I want to.
You have 1 minute, sir. Go ahead and do it quickly.
Yeah, thank you. I want to talk to, especially to Pastor Commando.
Oh, Pastor Commando. Okay.
They're releasing Holy Ghost fire to burn you people down. It's funny for a man of God to be saying so. Okay, my question is this: what?
I didn't hold on there. I didn't hear what you said about Commando.
Yeah.
What did you say about Commando?
Good. I'm saying that Secretary.
Yes.
Yeah, last time I heard him releasing Holy Ghost fire to burn you people down.
Oh, to burn us down.
Yeah, and that is not what a man of God should say.
That Holy Ghost fire is burning him down.
Yeah, that Holy Ghost fire should burn people down, and I was shocked to hear a man of God make such pronunciation. No matter what the scripture asks us to pray for our enemies and not fire to burn down our enemies.
All right, go ahead with the question, please, quickly.
My question is, what do the Restoration Council think that they are going to do in order to revive, especially Ngoketunjia, where they are going through now? Because it's rough down here, Secretary Chris. We are suffering, and yet arguments here are over there like that. I don't know how we are going to bring back.
All right, please. For some technical reasons, I cannot continue with your call because my battery is about to shut down on the microphone. I have to change it, but let me get it to Comrade Tanyi. If you have something to say about all the questions that have been asked, please go on, Comrade Tanyi.
Yeah, Secretary Chris, we are all worried. We are all very, very worried. Always we come out and we say we are building strong institutions and we are building, a stronger Amazonian. Nobody in this revolution Hello, Secretary Chris. Anyways, so as I was saying, that nobody in this revolution is more Amazonian than another. So we have to look back at 2016, 2017, what worked well for us during that period, and then we put our hands together and in a conclave. What has been in the past is if Amazonians are having issues, they always come together in a conclave and try to resolve their issues. So we should do the same this time around. Get to a conclave, the Restoration Council, they will be organizing a conclave. Get to a conclave, try to see how we can resolve our issues. And when we unite, we're going to go to Boya as fast as possible. All these things that we are doing in silos, it is a little bit disturbing because at the end of the day, in 2016, 17, all our grandmas, all villages, every town, city, they were all interested in this revolution. However, today, if you go to some cities, some villages, you will see that, they are no more interested. We have to stop all the kidnapping, paying ransom. We should not do that. We shouldn't do that. That is, the restoration forces should not do that. What they have to do is for them to secure our people. They should secure our people. They should not go around harassing them. Because if they do that and then our people are not happy with them, they will actually show their hiding places and everything. So they should be their friends. They should be giving them some food. The population will be helping them while they have the objective of restoring the independence of Southern Cameroon. So we should be supporting them. We should be supporting them. As Secretary Chris said earlier, is because what they are doing, they said, is because they don't have anything that is coming. They don't have any money. Any money that comes in, we should support them. And they should stop doing that. They should stop kidnapping. That is not part of the revolution. In 2016, 17, we didn't have kidnapping. Where is the kidnapping coming? This is a war, and this war is for us to have our independence. It's not for us to be fighting amongst ourselves. It's not a war for money that, okay, I want to make as much money as possible. No. We didn't come together because of money. We came together because we're marginalized.
All right. Comrade, let's get to this other caller here. Hello.
Hello, Chris. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Where are you calling from, please?
I'm calling from the Meme County, please, Kumba.
Kumba. Okay. All right. What is your contribution, sir? Hello?
Yeah.
What is your contribution?
Can you hear me?
It's a bad network, sir. Okay. Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Cristiano.
I can hear you, sir. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Germany. I'm
Hold the
Brazil.
line. Okay, sir. What is your contribution?
Yeah, Mr. Cristiano, my contribution is this. This thing that we are seeing about Sako, it's something that has been said since. You understand? It's something that. And before I talk, I want to let you know that I'm not really part of the interim government. I don't really support the interim government. So I don't know if you would like to let me talk.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, it's something that we have been people have been saying this since I left the interim government. I stopped believing in the interim government around 2017, ending 2017 when the issue came of my trip to Boya. I entered Italy through the desert, and I took my money as a refugee and donated to the interim government for my trip to Boya purposes. And it was really misused. It was misused just because I believed in the revolution. I gave my money to the interim government, and it was really misused. So I'm saying that these things are things that I insulted Capo Daniel because he was saying that, he donated to the interim government and everything went wrong, and he was accusing Sako of some kind of things. I insulted Capo Daniel, I insulted everybody, but he was saying it from the beginning. And later,
but are you saying that? But are you saying that he was correct?
He was correct. He has always been correct.
He has never been correct, sir. I see some funny videos you put out there. Listen, we will not argue this because, unfortunately, if you were a supporter of the interim government, who now, if you were a supporter of the interim government and you are saying this, I will take it. But you are quoting people who have never said one thing good about the interim government.
Why would you say Capo Daniel haven't said one thing good when he showed his
because I see what he writes, I see what he writes, and I listen to what he says. You have a great night, sir. Okay, we'll get to the next caller here. This is Honorable Njini joining from Germany. Hello, sir.
Secretary Chris.
Hello, Secretary Chris. Greetings, and special greetings to the Controller General.
All right, sir. Thanks for calling. Go on.
Yeah, we are happy that he's able to come out. He said he's better late than never to educate Ambazonians on the things that he has spoken out today. I have two questions for him, and the first one is to some of the Ambazonians who have been manipulated by this con man to get involved into some of the strange deals and signing out money from the Treasury without knowing the consequences. At the moment, while I've been privy to see some of this audit report, and it's quite terrifying. Now, what will be the message? What is the way forward for some of these guys who have been involved in signing out some of this money without knowing? Is there anything they can do to rescue themselves before the law follows up and follow through? That's the first question. Second one, concerning these transactions in different countries with the people with different bank accounts, is there any way forward to be able to trace out and get some of the money back to Ambazonians? Some of your questions.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I will let him answer your questions.
Yeah.
All right. Tanyi, please.
Thank you so much, comrade. Secretary Chris, before I answer this question, I want to go back. Okay. I will actually plead with you. At least we are working for a unified Ambazonia so that we have one voice. Let's, keep low our tone with our comrades. They are not our enemies, they are our comrades. Let's keep our tone a little bit low so that we can be able to come together and unite like in 2016-17. So that is one. Number two, now, okay, the manipulation. People, everybody has a choice. Choose you now. What do you want to do? Do you want independence? Do you think Dr. Sako will take you to Boya? If that is your choice, then fine. The good thing is when Iya Marianta will be working on bringing everybody together, Dr. Sako is an Ambazonian. The people following him are Ambazonians. When they realize themselves, they will actually say, no, we have enough and we are going in the right direction with the Restoration Council. You cannot be a referee and at the same time you are a player. So the next thing is the money that is in all those countries, the money, there should be a reason why the money is there. If there is no reason why the money is there, the people concerned will bring back the money. There should be somebody who has signed that this money should go. So the signatories there will also be accountable for the money because they cannot approve something that they don't know what it is, because most of the things are special operations and they are classified. We have to declassify some of those things. All
right. Well, as far as keeping the tone down is concerned, comrade, is not in every situation that the tone will be kept down. If we kept the tone down, Sako will still be president. Let's not forget about that. All right, let's get to this caller here. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Chris.
Good evening, sir. You're calling from Kumba. Your network has been a problem. What is your contribution, sir?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chris. I want to appreciate you for all what you've been doing for us Ambazonians, and may God bless you. But can you hear me, Chris?
I can hear you 5 on 5.
Hello. I mean, I would like to guess the day Sako was made our interim president.
You like to curse the day Sako was made interim president, okay? Your audio quality is not very good, but go on.
I don't know why.
Sorry, it's breaking a lot. All right, let's get somebody else. Hello. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Yes, Secretary Chris?
Yes, who is calling, please? And from where?
Yes. Yeah, I'm calling from Bamenda.
Okay, sir. And what is your contribution?
Yes, please. Yes, Secretary Chris, thank you for this opportunity. I just wish to say that sometimes when you're talking to your audience, you really need to bring down your tone. You don't need to act like a dictator, please. Take it down sometimes. I listen to you most often, and I'm not very comfortable as much as others. Always try to bring down your tone when you're talking to people, please. Thank you. That's my contribution.
That's all of your contribution. All right, thank you.
Secretary Chris.
Yes, comrade, go on.
Yeah, let me just say something. The caller before the one that you just went was saying that they cursed the day that Dr. Sako was made the president. Actually, I want to say that even though things at the end they are a little bit difficult and challenging now, but Dr. Sako did what he could in the past to do the things that he has to do. However, it is time for him to go and with that dignity as a former president, where he can be in a president committee advising the new president, it will be so good. Transitioning. Ndele and Foncha, they did transition, and all those things, and they work together. Why are we so power crazy? We just want to be president. If everybody is president, then who will be, following? So at least he has done what he had to do. We need to move to another level, and he cannot take us there. So some other person will take us there. That is simple. Thank you. Thank you, Secretary Chris. Your volume.
Okay, calling from Germany. Okay, what is your contribution, sir?
Yes, Secretary Chris, remember last time I told you that I like it. I know why I said that.
That you like what?
That I like you. I know why I said that, because of you, we are today opening our eyes. You acted as a very, very good whistleblower. I'm talking in relationship, in relation to your guest today on the panel, because it breaks our heart that there's somebody who sits somewhere, very, very important position, and things are not going on very well, and he cannot blow the whistle to the Ambazonia people, and today he's talking over your network. What is he talking about? He's spilling, I don't know what just pouring water now on it. That's back when things have gone really bad. When you realize that things were going bad, you blew the whistle, and that was good. And that's why we like you very much. You don't take nonsense. You tell the people the right thing at the right time, instead of sitting there and wasting your time, and things are going bad. So, that's just what I want to tell the Amazonian people. If they are placed in a position that they can help the Amazonian people, let them help them immediately. They see things going wrong, let them speak out. Let them speak out. Huh?
All right.
You are the loser. You are the loser to abandon. You don't abandon.
Right.
Okay, so good night. That's just all I wanted to contribute.
All right. Thank you. Comrade Tanyi is essentially making the same point I made to you earlier, that when you saw these things, you should have stayed there and blew the whistle and not walk away and remain silent. Maybe this thing would have been taken control long ago.
Comrade Chris, what you're saying is just, I walked away around November, December month. So I didn't walk away like, say, 6 months ago or something. I walked away almost about 3 months ago, or 3 or 4 months ago. Yeah. Your volume.
Right, sorry about that. Again, it has been a great time having you here. I hope that when all is said and done, and the auditing done, that you will be finally back here with other members of the Treasury Board to disclose to Ambazonia who was taking out these funds and where exactly the funds were going to. Yes, you want to say something? Go on.
Secretary Chris, as I said, an audit is a little bit different. I said, if you want to know individuals, one thing is they will be invited to let the Restoration Council know where the money went to. And after that, then a report will be prepared. And it is that report that, we will use for that. However, if we want to go deep and say, okay, Secretary Chris took this amount, in your communication, we mention individuals' name, that will be a commission of inquiry that will be done on what happened at the Central Treasury, and there at least, they will know who and how much was taken. But for the audit report to reveal that, it will just be a summary report and then recommendations and all the like. But all the information will be disclosed at the interview or at the discussion with the Restoration Council Finance Committee.
All right. I look forward to reading that report, comrade. Thank you for coming on, and you have a great night, sir.
Thank you, Secretary Chris. Thank you, Ambazonian. And we should keep moving forward. We have a new president. We should be behind her. Good thing is a lady. We should be behind her so that she can unite us, bring us together, and we should go to Boya faster than we think. Thank you so much, and have a nice evening and good night.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Comrade Tanyi Eno joining me from Toronto, Canada. And before I go, let me say this, ladies and gentlemen. When I come here, it is not about the tone, it is about the issues. And certain issues demand a certain tone. That is what communications is all about. We want you to know that when we come to you, when we want to get our message across to you, depending on what that message depends the kind of tone we come to you with. And also, we're not here for some beauty contest where we try to look nice and appear nice and talk nice. We are here because some thousands of people are being killed on the ground in Ambazonia, and we cannot come and sit here and try to pretend to you, mimic stuff off so that you give us some good labels and good names. No, others may do that. I will not do that. I bring you the right tone depending on what message that I bring to you. Those who have been listening to this for the years, they know exactly who Chris Eno is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for tuning in on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I'm going to be having a powerful guest here. I was supposed to have him today, but for this interview, I decided to move it to Wednesday. So take note of Wednesday and make sure you are glued in. Make sure you are glued in. For more about ABS, log on to the website absafricatv.com. absafricatv.com. You will get a lot of news on what is happening around the globe on the website absafricatv.com, and you can also support ABS. Once you log on to the website, hit on the donation button, and you will be able to support us to keep this coming to you on a weekly basis. Now, beginning this week, we're going to be coming to you with some new programming, different guests, different shows, different subjects. Ladies and gentlemen, it can only get better. Again, thank you for tuning in. God bless you all. See you on Wednesday.
Okay, we take another shot.